Welcome back. Now for your 5-day weather forecast, we go outside to Charlotte and Gattell.
If you've got any exciting plans today, be sure to wear your parka. You'll need it for the bitter winds. There's going to be a lot of sun, but don't let that fool you. There'll be some flurries all around. The high will be -10. Temperatures will rise to -8 overnight with light snow. Tomorrow, things will warm up to -4. However, it will easily feel like -14 with the wind chill and the dusting of snow. The low will be -14. Sunday, there will be some sun to go out and enjoy, but a few flurries may happen, feeling like -10. The low will be -16. Monday, the work week will kick off with some sunshine. However, the wind may lead to some flurries. It will be -10, feeling like -16 later in the day. Tuesday, it will be -13 with some clouds expected throughout the day. Temperatures will dip down to -18. And that's your 5-day weather forecast. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Charlotte. Turning now to international and national news. Cold weather is causing complications as the search continues after a fire destroyed a senior's residence in L'Île Verte, Quebec. 5 people have been confirmed dead, while 30 are still missing. Efforts are underway. However, crews are struggling against extreme cold temperatures and a thick coating of ice. Around 20 people were rescued yesterday and brought to nearby health centers. Red Cross volunteers have been on scene since yesterday and are calling for donations. They require at least $50,000 in cash donations, along with dentures, hearing aids, glasses, and mobility aids.
In Cairo, police are investigating who was responsible for multiple bombings that killed 5 people early this morning. The series of bombings targeted police around the city. One of the bombings was a suicide car blast that hit the main police headquarters and damaged a nearby museum. Tensions are already high as the 3rd anniversary of the fall of former Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak approaches. Islamic militaries have been increasing their attacks on police and the military after the overthrowing of former Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi.
A deadly pig virus has been confirmed for the first time in Ontario. The disease does not affect humans, but poses a concern for pig farmers. Porcine epidemic diarrhea, also known as PED, causes dehydration and death in pigs. Piglets are at the highest risk of contracting the disease. Ontario Pork says they are working with the Ontario Ministry of Agriculture and Food on what to do next. The Canadian Swine Health Board has launched a national strategy to stop the spread of the disease.
Canadians looking to escape the cold winter with a trip to the sunny south may be in for a bit of a surprise Monday morning. WestJet packages may no longer be available on popular traveling websites like Expedia and Travelocity. Last year, WestJet announced it would pull out of its deal with Sabre Global Distribution Service, the booking system that powers many travel websites. An executive vice president of the airline says keeping prices affordable for passengers is a priority. After a year of contract negotiation, the two sides have yet to make an agreement. A decision must be made by 7 o'clock Monday morning.
The French First Lady is still planning to travel to India after being hospitalized earlier this week. Valérie Trierweiler went to hospital after it was reported in a gossip magazine that President François Hollande was having an affair with an actress. The aid group Action Against Hunger says Trierweiler is scheduled to travel to India next week to visit a slum and hospital. The trip to Mumbai has been planned for some time, and the aid group says there is currently no plan to cancel it.
And now with your sports news, here's Jake Cordepat.
Jamie Benn and the Stars were shining bright last night in Dallas. The Leafs' winning streak had to end somewhere, and it ended with a thud as Ben picked up 4 points in a 7-1 drubbing of the Leafs. Leafs goaltending had a tough night as Jonathan Bernier was pulled in the second after allowing 3 goals on 13 shots. James Reimer didn't fare any better as he allowed 4 and only 15. Nikolai Kulemin had the lone goal in the loss. In other hockey news, the Anaheim Ducks topped the LA Kings 2-1 last night in a preview of Saturday's Coors Light Stadium Series opener. The game at Dodger Stadium will be the first NHL game to be held outdoors in a warm weather climate. Although the weather is supposed to sit in the mid-20s around game time, officials say the sun will be off the ice by about 4 p.m. The stadium will include a beach volleyball court and even a duck pond. Puck drop is at 9:30 Eastern. DeMar DeRozan is looking for a repeat performance tonight in Philadelphia. Coming off a career-high 40 points on Wednesday, DeRozan and the Raptors are looking to stay on top of the Atlantic Division. The basement-dwelling 76ers are looking to win back-to-back games for the first time since January 4th. Tip-offs at 7 o'clock at the Wells Fargo Center. Rafael Nadal continued his dominating streak against Roger Federer yesterday at the Aussie Open. Nadal set up a chance to win his 14th Grand Slam title, taking out Federer in straight sets. With the loss, Federer falls from grace as Switzerland's #1 export, the position now held by Stan Wawrinka. Nadal takes on the world #8 Wawrinka in the finals on Sunday at 3:30 a.m. Eastern. And a touching story from this year's X Games. A year after the death of brother Caleb, Colton Moore took home gold last night in snowmobile freestyle. Caleb died last January from injuries he sustained in the same competition, in a crash that saw his snowmobile land on top of him. An emotional Colton dedicated the victory to his brother.
I just told myself, you know what, we're not at X Games, like, forget about all this, I'm going to go out there and ride with Caleb.
And that brings us to your Olympic watch. Olympic gold medal hopeful Mark McMorris advanced to the X Games slopestyle final yesterday after finishing second in the semis. The 20-year-old scored a 92 in his attempt to win his third straight slopestyle final. The finals will take place at 2 p.m. this Saturday. That's it for sports. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Jake. After the break, we'll get the latest in entertainment from Carissa Wilson.
I got the scoop on the upcoming Grammys and a certain bachelor is getting married. All this and more in your entertainment news after the break.